Hello people, I'm Madiha Seher from CodersArts, and in this video we'll be learning about OOPS in Java. Let's begin by understanding what is OOPS, Object-Oriented Programming. The object-oriented programming is basically a computer programming design philosophy or methodology that organizes or models software design around data or objects rather than functions and logics. So here it's a pattern of programming, it's a style of programming which makes use of objects to develop a software rather than functions and logics. So here the software development depends on objects. So here you can understand objects are the keys in object-oriented programming. They're building blocks, and that's the name that the name here itself suggests. It's object-oriented. So it plays around objects. Now, since objects constitute to be a very important feature in object-oriented programming, let's understand what are objects. Let's head to the second point, which helps us understand what are objects. An object is referred to as a data field that has unique attributes and behavior. Everything in OOP is grouped as self-sustainable objects. For now, in simple words, let's understand an object is a data field. A data field that has its own unique attributes and behavior. Now, we will throw more light to it in the coming slides and understand in more detail what is an object. Now, coming back to OOPS, it's a very popular programming model among developers. It is well suited for programs that are large, complex, and actively updated or maintained. It simplifies software development maintenance by providing major concepts such as abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. So these are the core concepts of OOPS. So object-oriented programming is a very popular programming style that's basically used for developing programs. Those are large, they're very complex, and those needs to be updated actively. And it's very famous and popular for the key features mentioned here, and those are abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. So these constitute to be the pillars of OOPS. So we'll throw light to it one by one in the coming videos. So since object is a building block of object-oriented programming, let's understand what is an object in detail. So an object is a real-world entity that has attributes, behavior, and properties. It is referred to as an instance of the class. It contains member functions, variables that we have defined in the class. It occupies space in the memory. Different objects have different states or attributes in behavior. So you can understand an object to be a real world entity, an entity which has its own attributes, its own behavior, its own variables, and it points to a class. Now, since we have the term class here, let's understand what is a class in the next slide and come back to object. So a class is a blueprint or template of an object. It is a user-defined data type inside a class. We define variables, constants, member functions, and other functionality. It binds data and functions together in a single unit. It does not consume memory at runtime. Note that classes are not considered as data structure. It is a logical entity. It is best example of data binding. Note that a class can exist without an object, but vice versa is not possible. So you can assume a class to be a container that holds the objects. So to understand in simple terms, we have an example in the next slide, a car. A car is a class and we have different types of cars, and those different types of cars can be termed as objects. To understand in more simple words, so we have a car, and a car can become a category, and into this category we have different objects like Audi, BMW, Mercedes. Now these are the objects that fall into the same category, that is car. So the category here will become a class, and the items that fall into the same category becomes objects. Okay, now if you talk about a class will have all attributes that will be accessed by these objects. Now, by attributes, you can talk about a car has its own ID. Every car will have its own ID. A car can have a name, a unique name. A car will have a color. Okay, color. A car can have a price. These are some of the common fields each car will have. And these properties are applicable to all the types of cars. So you can create the Audi car by making use of this properties. So you don't have to specifically design another class for Audi, another class for BMW. You just have to define a class car which has all the common properties. And to create an Audi car, you just have to create the object of the class car. And you can set the ID of the Audi car, the name, the color of the Audi car that you're creating with the help of objects. So basically, in object-oriented programming, we have classes and the objects. So a class becomes a blueprint, a container that will make use of objects, and each object will point to a specific class. So let's bring more light to it by making use of example, or by programming an example. Let's just make use of that. Okay, so here let's just create a new project. Sorry, a new Java project. A new Java project. Let's take it. Now into this, let's create a new package. Let's have com dot oops. Into this, we create a class which is car. This is the software. I assume car to be a software or a model. Okay. Now this class car will have integer ID. These are some of the common properties. Those are applicable for all the types of cars. Okay, every car will have an ID, and every car has got its own unique name. So name, each car has its own unique color. So color, price of the car. And this car will have some methods. Let's have getters and setters. Let's have a construct. Let's create a class that has the main method and name that as main. And let's include. Now into this, if we want to create an Audi car, all that we have to do is we have to create the object of this car, because car is the category and Audi car falls into this class car. Okay. Car is the category and Audi is an item that falls into the category car. So to do that, we will create an object, and the creation of the object happens like this. So let's say Audi is the car, new, and we will have to mention the attributes here that we are going to pass. So the new Audi car that we are creating, the ID of that is, let's say, 100. The name of the car is Audi. Let's set the color of the car to be blue. And let's just set the price to be something like this. This helps us create a new Audi car. Now, when I run this, what happens is an object gets created. So let's understand it like this. So when you go to this class car, you have it like this, which has ID. It has name, it has color, and it has the price. Now we are creating a new object, and the name of the object is Audi. Audi. Now this Audi, it will point to this class. And for this Audi, you can access all these variables, that is ID, name, color, and price, with the help of the object that is created. So we have set the ID here to be as 100. We have set the name here to be as Audi. We have set the name here to be as color, to be as blue, and the price is this. Likewise, we again can create another car now. Let's just try to create a new car this time. Again, the same pattern, we have to create an object to access these methods, that is ID, name, color, and all of that. Let's say this time we are creating BMW equals new car, and here we will set the ID. The name of the car is BMW, and let's just set the color of the car to be black. Let's just set some random price. This will again create a new object. If you see here, this will create a new object, and here the name of the object will be BMW, and this object will again have its own properties. Here the ID will be 200. Here the color will be black, and the price is so and so. So if you want to get the details of this BMW car, you have to get it using this object. If you want to get the details of the Audi car, you have to get it using this object. So here we have a car, a common category, and this has certain attributes which are common to all the types of cars, and we will create all different types of cars. Those will point to the same category and which have all of these properties. So here you can understand a class to be a category, and the Audi, BMW are the items that fall into this category. So class can be a category and objects can be the items those fall into the category. This is how the object oriented programming comes into picture. Now let's just also print these cars to get these details. System print Audi will get all the details of Audi. Let me just copy paste for BMW. I will get the details of BMW. Here let's generate a toString method that will help us print those details. Okay, now if I save it and if I run it, okay, see, we created the cars Audi. Yeah, we created the car Audi. The name is Audi, the ID is 100, the color is blue, and the price is so and so, which is getting displayed here. And we also created another car that is BMW with these details. Okay, suppose if I want to in future change the color of this Audi. So how can I do that? I can just use the object Audi dot. Here we have the methods that we have defined in the class car to change the color, to set the color, to get the color, to get the price, all of these methods. So we can just make use of these methods, the common methods we have defined in the car class for each of the objects by making use of the object name. So Audi dot, let me just change the color, Audi dot set color to, let's say, white. Now my Audi color will get changed. If I print now dot out dot Audi, this time if I print Audi, we run it. See, initially it was blue. Now the color gets changed to white. All the other details will remain the same. The name, ID, and the price, but the color gets changed. So you have to define all the common methods specific or applicable to all types of objects into the class car. And then you can make use of these properties with the help of creating the objects. Okay. And passing details within the objects. You can get certain other details. Suppose if you want to get the price of BMW, so println. So you have to make use of the object BMW dot get price. So this will help me find the price of the car. See, this is the price of the car. Since we have too many zeros, therefore it's used the convention E7. That's how the creation of classes and objects comes into picture. So let's go back. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so these are some of the benefits of OOPS. Why are we going to use it? Because it's modular, scalable, extensible, reusable, and maintainable. So it is well maintained. Suppose if I wanted to change the color of the car from blue to black, it was very easy to do it. So updations can be made easily, and it is reusable because of a property called inheritance, so which we will be learning in further videos. And it's very modular and scalable. And the structure is very simple. Just create a category and you can create as many as objects pointing to the category. And then those objects can be used across the program. So you can create the object, and once those objects are created, you can use it anywhere across the program. Okay, so we can easily modify append without affecting the other code blocks. So when I changed the color of the Audi, it didn't affect the color of the BMW. So the BMW remained unaffected. With modifications, those were made to Audi. So therefore, modifications are very easy. So it provides security. So each car is being secured. So if you talk about Audi, it has its own data packed in one object. BMW has its own data packed in the other object. So there is no interaction. Okay, it's very secure. And then beneficial to collaborative development, in which large project is divided into groups. So you can divide teams into groups and then perform actions. And debugging again is simple. So these are some of the benefits of OOPS, which makes it more popular. And that's the reason that everybody these days makes use of OOPS. So this was a very basic idea of what is OOPS and what are the building blocks of OOPS, that is objects and classes, and a small demonstration to help you understand and distinguish between what is a class and what is an object and what is OOP and why is it so popular. Okay. I hope this was clear, and we'll meet in the next video. Bye.